sent the first 2 episodes of this show, and it was the fastest read I've ever read. Like, I usually get scripts and it takes me a minute to get through them, but I started reading this and couldn't put it down. And I just fell in love with every element of it, from the characters, from the storyline, to the thrilling, to the twists, to I'm obsessed with this genre, so I'm very particular about this specific space, and it's a really difficult genre, I feel like, to execute well. And on the page, it was so perfect.
There's what's not to love. I mean, there's, some incredible women involved in this project. There's amazing actors, people who are so invested in it, a wonderful story that keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's like nothing we've ever seen before.
The timing couldn't be better. I feel like for such a long time, we've lived in a world with so much stigma around these sort of topics and subject matters. And for me, I had to do a lot of research and educate myself on manipulation and gaslighting and grooming, and all of these things are very real and very alive and are happening in this day and age and have been happening for X amount of years. So I think for us, we didn't want to glamorize it. We didn't want to romanticize it. We wanted to really showcase it in a way that was raw and transparent.
I think it was really important in this show that we showed how difficult it is to grow up today and in the 90s and to evolve. And I think that you see how much can change so drastically in a year. And I think that there's some, really traumatic and abusive and horrific relationships and situations that every character experiences and goes through over the course of this season. I mean, obviously the main one being the relationship between Kate and Martin, and seeing how horrible and how disgusting what happened between them was, and watching it unfold over the course of the season it's scary. But these are real things, and they do happen every day. And hopefully our show is provoking conversation and thought within, families and individuals, especially with young women and young people growing up today.
I think it was such an incredible challenge as an actor to be able to play 3 different versions of the same character. I know Chiara and I had a lot of fun doing it, and all of the other actors in the show too, because most of the time you're just playing one version of your character, and this time we really got to dive further into different layers of our characters, and it's pretty fun. It was really epic for all of us.
Yeah, I think it made this experience so much better, and it gave us such a chance to show off such multi-dimensional humans and young women. And I think that Olivia and I really had such a wonderful opportunity here, being able to show how much one person can be, and how many layers and how many different things can be going on inside one person. And you really get to see such a horrible image of what other people's opinions, as well as the world around you, can affect what you become and how you evolve, and sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. In high school, where you're going from 15 to 16 to 17, or 17 to 18, you watch yourself almost become unrecognizable, and you're watching these characters come out at the other end as going from being a kid to an adult, which is a really hard time, I think, in all of our lives.
Who would you say is more similar to your high school self, Kate or Jeanette, and why?
I think I relate to little bits of both characters. I think there's a part of me that is innocent and naive and wants to have fun, just like 93 Jeanette. And then there's a part of me that's, a little bit lonely and quiet. And then there's a part of me that is confident and wants to fit in. And then there's a part of me that is rebellious, like Kate and 95. I think that the reality of these characters and these young women is there are so many different things going on with them, and they're experiencing so many different feelings and such drastic evolutions. I think that we can all relate a little bit to that.
I was homeschooled during high school, so this is a difficult question to answer. I would probably still say like 95 Kate is what I would relate to the most. Maybe less teenage angst. I wasn't that angry at the world, but I definitely had a rebellious side, like snuck out of the house multiple times. But you know, just being young and feeling a sense of liberation. I didn't wear as much eyeliner.
I did wear that much eyeliner.
So Olivia, Kate is a book that is constantly being judged by its cover. Has that ever happened to you in your personal life or in your career, since you've been in this business ever since you were a little girl?
Of course. I think especially coming from or working at such a young age and sort of growing up in the spotlight, and especially growing up on a network that is geared towards a very specific audience. And so I sort of had to grow up in that space and learn how to form my own opinions and be independent and also feel confident in all of those things. And it's really hard because I think also people, when it's like a relative, you know, when they see you when you're a kid, and then the next time that you see them and you're grown up, they're like, they still see you as a kid. So I've struggled with that after entering like my 20s. I feel like people have still viewed me as a kid, and I've sort of just had to like break down all these preconceived barriers about me and just let go of that fear and enjoy being myself and enjoying the growth that I have and that I'm still having. I also really love that theme in our show because I think we're so quick to judge. We automatically just make assumptions about people and stick with that. I'm really happy that we showcase that in our show and the way that we execute it, because I think judging a book by its cover is a common theme in everybody's life.